Definitely.
An old man like this doesn't know the law.
Shortly after the court
Page turned to a letter from the Apostle Paul, which reads, "Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Never give up. Never, ever give up.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Greater Noble High Family. One of our responsibility is to acquaint you with current happening in the case of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu's case has attracted world powers. For example, the person of Donald Trump has vowed to protect the right of Christians all over the world and the right of freedom fighters all over the world. Please watch this video to the end to gain more insights and more information of current happening around you.
The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is back at the Federal High Court, Abuja, for the case of alleged terrorism instituted against him by the federal government. He's received by his lawyers and family. Mr. Kanu's trial was told after Justice Nyako recused herself from the case following an oral application by the defendant on September 24, 2024. At the resumed hearing, Justice Nyako explained that although she does not want to preside over the case, the chief judge had refused her recusal and directed the defendant to file a formal motion asking for the reassignment of the case to another judge. Addressing the judge, Mr. Kanu said he does not recognize the authority of the court. The IPOP leader said he was only in court because of the respect he had for the court, adding that Justice Nyako no longer had the jurisdiction to preside over his case following her recusal in September. In his submission, the prosecution counsel urged the court to fix a date for trial, since the defendant had indicated that he would not make a formal application. In her ruling, Justice Binta Nyako said the only decision is to adjourn the case indefinitely, though Mr. Kanu raised objection. However, she adjourned the case indefinitely.
An old man like this doesn't know the law.
Shortly after the court proceeding, Mr. Kanu and his lawyers speak on the issues surrounding the case.
The prosecution and this court doesn't know the law. That is the fact. Yes. Poor knowledge of the law is killing Nigeria. Poor knowledge of the law, they don't know the law. This is a federal gazetted law of Nigeria that says here that the chief judge of Nigeria cannot tell Binta Nyako what to do. It's here. It's your law. Just obey it.
So we came here today on a limited appearance. We appeared under protest out of utmost respect for the judge and for the court, to listen to the court as to the reasons why we were invited before the same court that was recused in September last year.
One of his lawyers pleaded with the federal government to be fair and release him, as has been done with other agitators.
Nnamdi Kanu is feeling that Nigeria is not fair to him. He's just a human rights activist agitating for safe determination.
President Trump announced he is launching a new presidential commission on religious liberty and an executive order that will target anti-Christian bias. Attorney General Pam Bondi will lead a new task force on stopping all forms of anti-Christian targeting and discrimination within the federal government. Also, it will prosecute anti-Christian violence and vandalism. During his appearance at the annual National Prayer Breakfast, President Trump announced that he will reestablish a White House faith office led by his longtime spiritual advisor, televangelist Paula White. The president started his day urging America to trust in God.
Faith in God has always been the ultimate source of the strength that beats in the hearts of our nation. We have to bring religion back. We have to bring it back much stronger.
President Trump making a declaration of faith during the 73rd National Prayer Breakfast at the U.S. Capitol. He urged Republican and Democrat congressional members to unite in their focus on faith, hope, and love for God and country. The president reminding the lawmakers about leaders of the past who helped to guide America spiritually, to be seen as a beacon of light. Leaders like George Washington, John Winthrop, and Billy Graham.
Billy Graham was very special. One floor below us, Reverend Graham's statue stands with an open Bible. The page turned to a letter from the Apostle Paul, which reads, "Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Never give up. Never, ever give up. You can't.
At a second prayer breakfast, President Trump recognized one of the survivors of the October 7th attack in Israel. Noah Agora Amani was taken captive at the Nova Music Festival by Hamas.
For 245 harrowing days, Noah showed unwavering strength and courage and faith as she endured the unendurable, really, what she went through. But by the grace of God, she was rescued by the Israeli Defense Forces, and now she's come back to pray with us this morning.
The president continued his message about faith, focusing on the assassination attempt on his life when he was shot.
You know, honestly, it changed something in me. I feel even stronger. I believed in God, but I feel much more strongly about it. Something happened. So.
In a reference to the Sermon on the Mount, President Trump said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Mr. Trump said he would like to be remembered someday as a man who served America and the world as a man of peace.
Hello, everyone. I just finished watching a video where Nnamdi Kanu visibly angry, and asking the question that why is it that when it comes to his case, the law is turned upside down? And I think every well-meaning Nigeria that believes in equity and justice, that's the question we all should also be asking. Why is it that when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case, the law is turned upside down? It's not about whether you like Nnamdi Kanu or you don't like Nnamdi Kanu or whatever it is that he's doing. That's not the issue. If people know me and Nnamdi Kanu, there's no love lost between us. We've had our public fights and all of that. Some of the way he does it, I totally do not, agree with them and stuff like that. But he has a right to ask that he wants his region to secede, and then it's for the process to go through. And if you've arrested him and you said he's committed a crime or whatever it is that you've arrested him for, it behoves on you to follow the law to the letter and do the prosecution. If it turns out that he's guilty, you punish him. If it turns out that he's innocent, you free him and allow him to go. But we have a situation that for years on end, Kanu Nnamdi has been arrested. He was arrested before. He was kept for a very long time in jail. At the end of the day, there was really no judgment against him, no re-prosecution against him. He was allowed to go, and then finally again he was brought in. He was rearrested again during Buhari's administration, and right now it's even this illegitimate administration, what's his name now, Tinubu, he has been here. It's almost 2 years. By May, it will be 2 years that he was here. So that's to say, for 2 years, you've kept somebody incarcerated. You've not really had anything to do. He has said that the judge, your matter, go. Is it by force for her to be on the case? The issue, he has said, whether she has excused herself, he has asked for petition that she should not be, she's biased, she should not hold his case, which everybody has a right to. If you feel that a judge is biased towards you, you have a right to do that. What is going on? A lot of time, the same Nigerian court have said that he should be given bail. The Nigerian government refuses to give bail, and they come back to the same court again, and the whole charade of nonsense continues. It's frustrating, it's annoying, that's not the way you do things. Everything is all about justice and equity. The right thing must be done at every time. Whether you like someone, whether you don't like someone, it doesn't matter. What matters is justice and equity, and the right thing must be done. And I think at this point, really, every Nigerian, we should be asking the Nigerian government, why is it that when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case, you turn the law upside down? Why is it that the law is not followed to the letter? Why is his own case different? What is it? What is it? In short, I'm just remembering that music when he said, haven't you done enough? What is it? What is it? The right thing must be done at all times, and that's it. And everybody must be treated equally. That's what is called rule of law. You don't apply rule of law differently to different people just because you feel like it or you want to do it. No, this is not the case. And so please, whatever, if he has committed a crime he has committed, fine. You have him there. charge him to court, prosecute him. If he's guilty, sentence him, let him face the full wrath of the law. If he's still innocent, set him free. Apologize to him, and I hope he counter-sues you also. Let the law take his place. What's all this nonsense, going on? And just because you can infringe on somebody's right, continue to infringe on somebody's right. Take a look at,
Okay, thank you very much. Aisha Yesufu, I totally agree with you, because the judiciary supposed to be the last hope of the masses. But in this case, having followed this Nnamdi Kanu's case critically over time and years now, one could categorically say that there is miscarriage of justice when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case. What Nnamdi Kanu is asking is within the jurisdiction of the law, is his fundamental human right to agitate, to protect his people, and to tell the world the injustice meted against his people is his fundamental human right. But the opposite today is that the world somehow have been paying deaf ear to the calling of Christians in Nigeria. But I pray that in this current administration, justice will prevail for Christians, justice will prevail for Nnamdi Kanu. It is quite sympathetic and pathetic where the leaders, the church leaders, are not fully active when it comes to the sustainability of Christian faith in the context of Nigeria. Some of them are busy building monumental structures. Some of them are busy pursuing mundane things. But it is high time that church leaders should start focusing on protecting their religion, their belief system. So I give accolade to Mr. Trump for standing tall to protect truth and justice all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we are doing here, please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, drop your comment, and share our videos. Cheers.